Coke is what comes out of the ground, or coal is, and then as this shit burns, what'll happen is it burns like wood does when you have a big campfire and you put a log on at night and then you go to bed and you wake up and it's that big, but it weighs 2 ounces because it turned into charcoal. That's what happens with blacksmithing coal. Is this stuff will burn, but it's just off gassing. The gases and all the impurities are coming out of it. You can see it sometimes, and you can actually see like gooey, sticky stuff on it, and it's nasty. And the goal is to burn all that stuff out of there, and then it becomes coke. And when it's coke like this, it's like 99.9% pure carbon. It burns at, I don't even know how hot, 3,500 degree pound. So the perfect fire is we're going to have a coke fire right here. And it's going to be all coke. And then on both sides, we're going to mound coal. Well, on all 3 sides. This side we leave open because this is where you put your stuff. Okay. But so as it burns, the coal burns, and you just kind of keep pushing the coal. As it turns into coke, you keep pushing it into the middle of the fire. So the middle of the fire will be white hot, 3,000 plus degree fire, and then all the way around the outside will just be kind of this gooey, yucky coke. And you don't want to put anything on not coke, but coal. You don't really want to put anything on that coal because that stuff will stick to it. I mean, it's just like those black cats. It even smells like black. Yeah. The little snake things that you burned when you were a kid, it's just like that. And it's gooey and it's got tar all over. It just boing, boing, and then the hammer comes off of it nice. It just, this thing is a pleasure to use. That one right there, that's a nice animal too. Down to about right there, but there'll be a line, and what they did is they would heat this up to what forge welding temperature is like 2,400 degrees or so, and they would heat this piece up to 2,400 degrees, and then they would take and smack the two of them together, and then they would have guys that were like his size, only 7 foot tall, and they would hit it with a sledgehammer, and they would pound these two pieces together, so they became one. Well, this is wrought iron is iron that has like all of the carbon removed, and then this is super high carbon. So this is super hard, and then it has that softer iron underneath. It just gives it a real good rebound effect, and that's what you want. When you hit an animal, you want it to push back at you, because if it hits and it stops, then you got to lift that hammer all the way up. Where if it hits and comes flying back, which you got to watch because it'll do that. Sometimes you get guys and they're hitting like this, and you want to be careful doing that because number one, the sparks are coming at you, but number two, you can hit that. You hit it too hard, that animal will come back and hit you in the nose. You'll only do that once. I do that because the smoke is going up and it's mixing with air anyway, so it needs a really big hole to go out of. I tried it with 6 inch, I tried 8 inch, nothing worked. It would most of the smoke would come back in here. I finally had to buy a drainage pipe. But that works pretty good. Especially once, at first, we'll get a little bit of smoke in the shop, but once it really gets going hot, it'll draft good and everything will be hunky good. As coal burns, there's all kinds of impurities in it, and those impurities will melt, and they're going to fall down to the bottom of the forge. And the other thing that's going to fall to the bottom of the forge is like the ash. Not a lot of ash with coal, but there's going to be ash, and coke is going to be falling to the bottom. And as it does, it's going to interfere with the airflow, and that's going to cool the fire. I think sometimes guys will call it the duck nest. And right here is a clinker break, and that's also a clinker break. And you see that thing moving? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What that does is, if you got, guck in the bottom like that, if you take it, turn this thing back and forth, you can get it to clear out. So as the fire starts burning, you're going to get ash, and you're going to get clinkers, which are just, those chunks of metal. They'll get down towards the bottom, and pretty soon you'll notice that your stuff isn't heating as fast. As soon as you notice that, just reach right underneath there, shrivel that thing back and forth every once in a while. About every 4 or 5 minutes you need to do it. And it just takes a couple whacks. You don't need to do it a ton. Some guys will do it like obsessively, and then you kind of mess your fire up too, because you end up just burning coal down in there. Once the fire starts going good, you just kind of adjust it. You want it hot enough that it's going to heat your stuff up, but you don't need to have it open all the way where it's just burning up a bunch of coal and not doing anything. Kind of like when you're driving. I mean, if you're doing 55 at 2,000 RPMs, you don't need to rev it up to 4,000 RPMs and burn up a bunch of gas for that. This, you're going to go like this. Okay? And you don't change where you hit, you change where you push. So you're going to hit right there. Obviously you're going like this, okay? But you're going to go like this. And that's going to slowly work that out. Think of it like a piece of clay, like if you're making noodles or something, or you're playing with clay dough. You know, and you kind of stretch it out. Okay. That's what you're doing. Or like a tube of toothpaste is another analogy. Boom, 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 boom. Now, as soon as you're done doing that, and you can do this probably 4 or 5 times each beat, you're going to flip it 90 degrees, okay? Right. I don't usually go like that because it's too easy to hit that. Go like that. But the big thing is make sure you're using good form, okay? Don't bend over and do this. And don't go like this. It may seem like it's working, but you're better off take your time at first and make it good blows, and then as you get used to it, you'll be way better off in the end. Side. See how it's all stuck together? Yeah. And try to get just the coke, and the coke is going to be real hard and look at it and straighten it up. With, right now, just straighten it? Yeah, just kind of straighten it up. Now there's two different ways of having a knife. Put that in there, I'll weld it on there for you in a second. Alright. You can, if you like it as kind of a steak knife, you can leave that handle straight up. And like all the ones I have over there, I have a straight handle. If you're going to use it for more of a hunting / working knife, sometimes it's nice to have your hand a little bit up, had the blade down a little bit, so you can use it and not hit your knuckles. Both hands, tight as hell.